Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, find a way to win, you find a way to lose. Or, like Terrence Crawford, man, you keep finding yourself in situations where it's like nobody really wants to give this man an opportunity to further his greatness. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, Terrence Crawford's plateaued as far as getting huge names. Now check this out. I've been telling y'all there's no way in the world I see Crawford getting the Canelo fight. I told you, I just didn't see it. I also said I think, he in some form and fashion, he's going to have to earn it, because how is Crawford, although we know what the secret society and we know what boxing politics and we know money is the root of all evil, and when it comes to the politics of boxing, it's nothing but nefarious. So there's always a small possibility of Crawford going up to face a guy like Canelo, since that's probably the biggest fight to be made in boxing. But at the same time, I've always said, and it's nothing against Crawford, that his profile, his marketability, and everything, I just didn't think it was where it needed to be in order for a fight like that to come off. And I said I didn't think the damn Crawford and Canelo would be fighting. But when you look at what we have here, the WBC, man, look, why all of a sudden, see, this is the stuff that sucks, right? If you didn't know, right, the damn WBC has gone on record, and they're saying, look, Canelo Alvarez, he has to face the interim WBC champion David Benavidez in the first half of 2024. Now, that's what's crazy to me, you know what I'm saying, is that they're trying to make that fight. And it makes you wonder why. After all this time of Benavidez, being in that position, they let Canelo jump up and down weight division and do what the hell Canelo wanted, right? Then all of a sudden now, Suleiman has this concern where he feels that it's going to be music to the ears of fans across the world to finally get Canelo versus Benavidez. Listen, majority of people don't believe Canelo can beat the Mexican monster. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that. I think we just have to see what happens when Benavidez gets banged up to the body in those early rounds. And we'll see if Benavidez can counter Canelo up top. We'll see if Benavidez will use his reach. Or is he going to fight small like Sebastian Fundora and give up his height and reach advantage? But no matter what, the biggest threat to Canelo, some people say it's Terrence Crawford, but it probably is Benavidez. But we just have to wait and see. But I'm just a little annoyed that the decision's been made and they've taken an opportunity out of Terrence Crawford's hands. But at the end of the day, man, it just seems unthinkable right now. You get a guy like Benavidez who's worked so hard to get in position, and you know what, to be fair, he deserves the fight. But you get Terrence Crawford who's worked so hard to get in the position he's in, to finally get the credit he deserves and to be in a position where he can, call out big name fighters and look for huge paydays. And now it seems like that may not happen. Now I'm going to tell you, Canelo's fighting in a couple weeks, right? So October. He's not going to return to the ring November, December, January, and then fight a guy like Crawford just to get back in the ring February, March, and March to fight Benavidez. So what this means is Canelo, after this Charlo fight, is going to be on cruise control if he beats Charlo until he fights Benavidez as his mandatory. So that means Terrence Crawford, he's going to have to find another opponent. So he definitely needs to make that Earl Spence fight. The rematch is already agreed to. They're just negotiating. But if he's not going to fight Earl Spence because Earl Spence can't make 147 or whatever the deal is, Crawford has to fight somebody. And now he's faced with looking to fighting a guy like Boots, who's his mandatory. So now Crawford goes back to what I said would probably happen, is if he didn't get the Canelo Charlo fight, which I said, it sounds good, but I just didn't see it happening. And saying more realistically, you're talking about a Keith Thurman, Boots Ennis, or maybe a Tim Tszyu. But I don't know. I just got mixed emotions on this because As soon as things start to bubble up about making Crawford Canelo, this happens. WBC decides they want to do the right thing. Just taking an opportunity for Terence Crawford. But we'll see what Canelo decides. He may say, hey, I'll fight Crawford in a couple months, especially if he can get past Jermell Charlo, which, I don't think is that easy. But if he gets past him with, unscathed, he's going to want to rest. He's going to want to take a little vacation. I can't see him wanting to turn around and get back in the ring within 90 days. Not against a guy like Crawford. I just think he's going to have more respect for Crawford to take his time and really put in a good 12-week training camp to get ready for him. But nonetheless, Terence Crawford, Canelo, hey, consider that off. Secret Society is out here, man, doing what they want and making the fights they want. And I'm not saying that WBC is wrong. I'm saying their timing is way off. Why do it now? That's all I'm saying. So once again, people, Terence Crawford is in the breeze. Although I feel, hey, you can't just leapfrog everybody. Wouldn't be surprised if it happened. But I didn't think Crawford would get the Canelo fight. And it's unfortunate because you can tell he's really looking forward to trying to get that Canelo fight and then possibly retiring. But right now, WBC has other plans. And this is just stuff on the surface. Who knows what really behind the scenes is the conversation of what's going on. What's the end goal here with the WBC? Those are the things we got to really look at. What is really the end goal? Which we don't know. All we can go off of is just the WBC saying that as far as Canelo Alvarez, if he wants to keep that WBC strap at 168, he's got to fight his mandatory David Benavidez. That means Crawford is sitting there with the what about me face and just in the breeze. And that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. More info to come, but it's already out there on the internet. You can read it on different platforms. I'm in the breeze.